Today's story I'm sharing is insane. It's actually a historical event that genuinely happened, but you won't believe it. Like, the stuff that happens in it looks like it was written for a movie. It's a little bit different to normal, but I've had a really hard time enjoying entertainment with everything that's going on in Palestine. So I thought it'd be a really good opportunity to share a story that's really like close to my heart and important to me as a person and Muslim, and to raise awareness and teach people about how Muslims actually conquered Palestine, Jerusalem, and what they did with it and the people inside it. So we're actually going to be reacting to a talk by Dr. Roy Casagranda, an amazing historian and orator. Like, the way he tells the story is fantastic. I recommend you go and watch the full video. It's actually on a Muslim general by the name of Khalid ibn al-Walid, who is also known as Saifullah, which means the sword of God. And he was a general who fought in over 100 wars and won every single one of them. So anyway, I'll shut up and we'll let him educate all of us.
The Romans have largely abandoned it. The Roman military has. But there's enough people manning the walls that you can't get in. So the Arab army is stuck outside trying to figure out how to get inside so they can capture this holy city.
Oh, by the way, extra context. At this point, Khalid ibn al-Walid takes an army and beats 4 of Emperor Heraclius's armies to take over Syria, Damascus, and now they're going to Jerusalem, as that has now gotten cut off from the Roman Empire. And the majority of all Roman politicians have left Jerusalem now, so they are going in to claim it or take it over, basically.
The Archbishop of Jerusalem, a man named Sophronius, by the way, a Christian Arab, a loyal Roman citizen, indicates he's willing to negotiate, but only with Omar ibn al-Khattab, the Caliph. Well, the Caliph is...
In case you don't know, Khalif or Khalifa he's the leader of the Muslim world. The word Khalifa just means successor. Because they are following on from the legacy and they are following the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. So it's really important to see how they act, because they are the people who know him the best and are known as the best generation in Islam. So we look to their actions as to what we're supposed to do rather than the actions of people today. There is, by the way, there is no Khalifa today because there is no real Islamic state.
All the way back in Mecca, it'll be weeks before he can be sent for and then return. So they come up with a scheme.
This is amazing. It's so funny.
Since Khalid is Umar ibn al-Khattab's first cousin, he actually looks like him. So they pretend Khalid ibn Walid is the Caliph. They meet with Sophronius, and while they're talking, somebody had actually met Umar ibn al-Khattab, had met Khalid ibn Walid, and knew that was Khalid.
I'm not gonna lie.
And so he tells Sophronius, "You're being duped. It's not really the Caliph. It's some other dude. It's that general that's been tearing us up." Sophronius is outraged. He goes, "You lied to me," and he calls off the negotiations.
Now, this is completely beside the point, but just imagine how awkward that would be. You walk into the city and it's like going well, and then somebody's just like, "Yeah, he's not the person he told us," and then the archbishop who's talking about handing the city over is just like looks at you and you're just like, "Oops." This was really funny, but I'm so happy it didn't work out because what happens after this is so beautiful.
It's for the surrender. So now the Arabs are stuck getting the Caliph. Sophronius comes out of the gates weeks later to meet the Caliph because he sees the Caliph's army arrive. And as he's approaching, he sees a man leading a camel at the front of the army. So for the record, the rich Arabs, the Arabs who were good soldiers, didn't usually ride camels. They usually rode horses, Arabians. And for those of you who don't know, Arabians are fast and agile, and they have crazy personality. And so they're perfect for warfare. Camels are a little bit clumsy and slow. They serve a purpose in warfare, but you're better off on an Arabian. In any case, the Arab army is being led by a man leading a camel with a man on the camel. So Sophronius, he's got a giant red hat, because he's also a cardinal, right? He's got gold tassels, actual gold, hanging from his hat. He's covered in gold jewelry. He's wearing red robes. He's covered in perfume. He's on a lectica. The lectica was the couch that the Romans would ride, and then they'd have like 4 or 8 men, depending how big it is, carrying it. And then he has 2 men, one on each side, fanning him. Of course, right? That's what Jesus would want from his bishops.
No, that's such a hilarious. The thing is like, just picture that in your head. That is so absurd coming from a Muslim perspective. I find it insane that people in religious positions of power would indulge in stuff like that, you know, like comfort and luxury. But I guess Christianity and the Roman Empire were kind of one in the same, so he would be a high Roman official as well. But this bit serves as like a beautiful contrast between him, the guy who's surrendering the city, and the man who's taking over the world, basically.
That's exactly right. And he's coming out on this lectica being fanned. And he comes up to the guy on the camel, and he says, where's the Caliph? And the guy on the camel does like this. He nods with his head at the guy leading the camel. So Sophronius turns to the guy leading the camel and goes, where's the Caliph? And the guy leading the camel says, I'm the Caliph. And Sophronius goes, dude, you're dressed in rags. The guy's pants were mended multiple times. His shirt was mended multiple times. And he goes, no, I'm the Caliph. And Sophronius goes, you've just conquered Iraq and Syria and all of Palestine minus Jerusalem. How is it you're so poor? And the Caliph goes, well, why would I collect wealth? We're not doing this war because I'm trying to plunder anything. I'm a humble man with humble needs. I just need good meal. And then Sophronius goes, why aren't you riding the camel? And Omar goes, that's my servant on the camel, and we take turns so that neither one of us gets exhausted.
If anybody's got like the wrong